Hello everyone, we are here just south of Delhi, Louisiana at a commercial sweet potato field, and we are right in the middle of harvest. So right now we are in a reniform nematode infested field. It's one of the lesser known nematode pests of sweet potato in the region. A lot of people know about our southern root knot nematode as well as that guava root knot nematode that causes those weird deformed roots that we can't really market. The reniform nematode doesn't do that. All it does is causes a reduction in the overall stored root weights. So we get a reduction in yield, but not a reduction in quality. So it's harder to pick up on reniform nematode infestations. One of the best ways to know if you have a reniform nematode infestation is to pull soil samples. Right now would be the perfect time to do it because we have all the vines out of the ground. Our nematode populations are as high as they're going to get for the season. So we pull soil samples, send them to a diagnostic lab. We can quantify the amount of reniform nematodes in the soil and determine whether we're above established damage thresholds. This particular field has a pretty severe infestation with the reniform nematode. How we manage the reniform nematode in Louisiana is chemicals. We don't have host resistance. There are no known cultivars that we can plant that are going to be resistant to this pest, although that is an area of research we are looking into. Soil fumigants are one of the most commonly used chemicals to control this pest. However, growers are moving away from this. A combination of grower safety, application safety, as well as cost and availability of the chemical. So a lot of growers are starting to look into what we call non-fumigant nematicides, and there's quite a few of different ones that are available on the market now. We've done quite a bit of work at small plot research station trials, taking a look at the various chemicals that are available. So we've narrowed it down to a few chemistries that seem to show pretty good efficacy towards this particular pest. They include Vidate, Vellum, as well as our newer product, Celebro, that recently hit the market. And what we're doing here is larger plots. So we're starting to take it to a commercial scale. Wider plots, longer plots, as well as getting the commercial grower to put out the chemical to see if we get it into their hands, do we get the same results that we see at our research stations. Last year we did this trial just over on the other side of our farm here, and we had pretty good results. We were getting about a 40% yield increase whether we fumigated or we used some of these non-fumigant nematicides. So what this shows is one, reniform nematode is a big problem here in Louisiana sweet potato production, and two, we have the pesticides to control it. So this year we are following up on our results from last year. We have similar chemistries, changed them a little bit, starting to look at some of the biological nematicides as well as cocktails, combination of different nematicides. So far we've been getting similar data as last year. We've seen a pretty good reduction in the reniform nematode reproduction on this crop to date. And today we'll find out how our yields fare. So in addition to the reniform nematode, another pest that we're always keeping a very, very close eye out for is the guava root knot nematode, Melodogyne enterlobii. So this is a quarantine pest. To date, we've had 2 interceptions. That's where the material has come into our state contaminated with this pest. Luckily, we caught it, and we are treating those sites that were contaminated with the planting material. We've done survey work throughout the state, and we have not found the guava root knot nematode in any of our production fields. So this suggests that we don't currently have an infestation with this pest, and we want to keep it that way. So every single year we're out doing survey work in all the sweet potato fields, keeping an eye on whether this pest does show up. We've been preemptively developing management tactics. We have resistant varieties that will be released relatively soon. We've taken a look at nematicides. We've taken a look at even crop rotations as management tactics. So should the guava root knot nematode establish in our state, we will have the management tactics to control it. All right, so I want to thank everyone that's helped us out with these research trials. That includes the Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission, as well as Black Gold Farms. We are currently on Black Gold Farms. They have helped us with applications, providing us with the land, as well as it allow us to do this really important research. So here at the LSU AgCenter, we're all about working for our growers and helping maintain their profitability. We're here to help you deal with your pest issues, deal with whatever agricultural issues that you may run into. Okay, so we've finished the harvest and we've started to analyze the data, and here we see our yield data. What I'm showing you here is on the y-axis is your yield. So we have the 3 different grades, US number 1 in blue, jumbos in the orange, and then gray is the canner grade sweet potatoes. And then along the x-axis we have our different treatments. So just as a reminder, what we're taking a look at in this experiment is different nematicides. So our treatments included a fumigant, which was KPAM-HL, and then we also looked at Vidate-L, which is a non-fumigant nematicide. A treatment that included Vidate as well as post-plant application of Magistine, which is a biological nematicide. We also looked at Vellum and Celebro, which is one of our newer nematicides that recently hit the market. Okay, so what we see here is that KPAM, Vidate L plus the magistine treatment, as well as the Celebro treatment, significantly increased yields. We were seeing about a 30 to 40% increase in US #1 production, as well as total yields. Okay, so here we have overlaid nematode egg production, mid-season nematode egg production. But before I get into that line, what I do want to note is the soil fumigant. The soil fumigant, which is KPAM HL, did reduce at-plant nematode numbers, but they quickly rebounded. By about 2 months after planting, they didn't differ from the control. But what we do see is the vellum and the Celebro treatment supporting far less nematode egg production on the root system during our mid-season sampling point. So on this slide, we've done the return on investment analyses, taking into account the cost of the treatments. And the KPAM, the Vidate plus the magistine, the vellum, and the Celebro treatments resulted in a positive return on investment. So overall, our experiment has demonstrated that the reniform nematode is a significant pest of sweet potato production here in Louisiana. And by treating the pest, we can unlock higher yields for our growers.